everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I am going to be doing the Clue game tag that was made by Scott and Becky at the Bookish Bryans, and then also collaborated with the Bookish Knitter. And this one was kind of hard to come up with answers for everything. And so I've cheated a little bit by using some books that I haven't actually read, but they are series that I would like to try someday. So I thought I'd go ahead and put them on here just so I'd have an answer for everything, because, yeah, it was kind of hard. I had to kind of use the internet and kind of search for answers for some of these. And so the first one is Mr. Green, and it's a book that takes place in the UK. Okay. For that one, I have Rime of the Magpie by Marty Wingate, and that's the first book in Birds of a Feather cozy mystery series, and it's set in the UK. Julie Lancaster, she works as a tourist manager for a place called Smeaton under Lyme. And her father actually works for BBC, as he has a TV series called Birds of a Feather. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good cozy mystery. I like it. And the second one is Colonel Mustard. And it's a book featuring a character in the military. And I had a hard time with this one. I could not think of a mystery that I've read that had featured a guy in the military, or any kind of character in the military. I couldn't think of it. And so I looked up, and there is a series that I have wanted to read, and he's not in the military anymore because he's a veteran, but I figured that probably still worked okay. And it's The Drifter by Nicholas, I think it's Petrie, maybe how you say his last name. I'm not sure. It's Peter Ash #1, and Peter Ash is a veteran. I think he was in the Marines or something, and he ends up looking into, I think, the death of a friend or something. Anyway, I've seen this series a few years ago. I really wanted to try it, and I just never have. And so I remembered it a little bit, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and put that one here because, yeah, I didn't have anything for that. And then the next one is Miss Peacock, a book that makes you feel patriotic. And this is a series that I have read a lot from, but this is the next book in the series that I need to read. I just haven't got to this one yet, but I knew there was one that was kind of patriotic, that at least the cover is kind of patriotic, and it's called Fireworks in Paradise by Kathy Daly, and this is number 8 in the T.J. Jensen Paradise Lake series. And each of her books in this series is based kind of like on a holiday. So I'm guessing this one is probably the 4th of July, since there's fireworks. And I know it's got on the cover, you'll see it's got like the little Uncle Sam, I think, and some things that are on there. So it's patriotic. And it's the only book I could think of. And T.J. Jensen is a high school teacher, and she also solves mysteries and everything. And each book is kind of short, but they're really good. I really enjoy them, and I really need to get back into that series. And this question and everything makes me realize that I think I've only got 3 books left in that series to get caught up or finish it out, because I'm not sure if it's a done series or not. But yeah, I need to get on that. And so number 4 is Miss White, a book where the main character is part of the household staff. And for that one, I have Death Below Stairs by Jennifer Ashley. It's my second favorite historical mystery series, the Cat Holloway series. And Cat Holloway is a cook below stairs, she works for a lord of some sort. I can't remember his name anyway. It's aristocratic people, and this one could have been used for the UK one too. And in the first one, Death Below Stairs, she gets involved in a murder mystery when her assistant, I think she was Irish or something, she finds her dead, and that kind of pulls her into this mystery of trying to figure it out. It's got one of my favorite guys in the series, Daniel. He's like the man of mystery because you don't know whether he is, whether he works for the police, the government, if he's a royal something. I mean, you don't know what he is, and he can't really tell her. And so I'm thinking he's some kind of British spy for the Queen or something. I don't know. One of these days we'll find out, I guess. And then the next one is Library, and it's a book about books. And so I picked Books Can Be Deceiving by Jen McKinley. It's the first book in the Library Lover series, and that's my favorite series. And since Lindsay is a librarian, I figured that was a good book about books. But in the first one, actually, Beth, her friend, is trying to sell her children's stories, and the editor that she was trying to sell them ends up dead, and then Beth ends up a suspect. So it's kind of a book about books anyway. It's got children's books in it, so we're just going to go with it. Anyway, because it's a really good series, and everybody should try it because I love it. And then the next one is Kitchen, which is a book that is a culinary mystery, and there are so many to pick from, especially cozy mysteries. But I went ahead and picked one of my absolute favorites, which is Carbs and Cadavers by Ellery Adams, kind of aka J.B. Stanley. I think she also wrote, yeah, J.B. Stanley she wrote under, but it's Ellery Adams, and that lady writes so many series, and I'm pretty much in love with almost all of them. There's only one series that made me mad at the end, but this is one of my favorite series, and it's the Supper Club Mystery Series, and James is a librarian, and he's overweight, and he sees a ad for either he does, I can't remember if he sees the ad or if he makes the ad. I can't remember. Anyway, there's an ad for like a supper club to get a group of people together and try to lose weight. And throughout the series, they try all different kinds of diets. There's like the Mediterranean diet, the low carb diet, the exercise type thing. There's yoga, there's hypnosis. I mean, they tried almost everything they could think of to try to lose weight in these books, which makes it really hit home with me because I'm always trying diet after diet to try to lose weight, so it's really relatable. And so yeah, it's one of my favorites. And see, the next one is Conservatory, a book or a cover featuring plants or flowers or trees. And for that one, I've got The Garden Plot by Marty Wingate, and this one is the first in the Potting Shed series. This one could have also been used for number one because it is set in the UK too. But it's about Prue, who is a English gardener, and she works in these really elaborate and pretty gardens, and you can see the picture. It's got all kinds of pretty flowers and stuff on it. And the next one is Hall, a book that takes place in a mansion. I had a hard time trying to come up with one. I know they said like country house mystery, but I was still having a hard time. But then I looked it up, and it said that a manor is another name for a mansion. So I went with Grace Under Pressure by Julie Heisey. I think that's how you say her name. And it's the first one in, I can't remember the series, the Grace Manor series, something, I don't know. Anyway, you can see the picture here. And it's about Grace, who is she's a new curator at Marshfield Manor. I can't speak. And so she's always solving mysteries there at the manor, and it's kind of like a museum type manor place, but it's a really big place with this rich billionaire old guy and everything. Yeah, I like it. It's another series that I need to catch up on. And then number 9 is Candlestick, and it's a book that takes place or was published prior to 1802, which was very hard. That was a very hard one. I don't think I have read any mystery books or anything that go that far back. Even my historical mysteries are after that date, so I had a really hard time with that one. But I've always heard of this series, and it's a series on BritBox right now. And so I decided to go with A Morbid Taste for Bones by Ellis Peters, and that's number 1 in the Chronicles of Brother I don't know how you say his name. Cadfael? Anyway, I don't know. But I know it's about like a monk who solves mysteries, and I think it's like in the 12th or 13th century or something like that. Anyway, I've always been interested in the show, and I'm always one that like needs to try to read the books first, and so this is definitely on my list of series that I would like to try, so I figured it would be okay to feature it on here. Then the next one is Gun, a book featuring a police officer, and one I actually have, and this is True Blue by David Baldacci, and this one is about a woman police officer, Mace Perry. She was a cop, and something happens. I can't remember exactly. I think she gets framed for something. Anyway, she gets stripped of being a cop, and she has to try to figure out what happened and stuff so that she can become a cop again, kind of thing. And I really liked it. It's my first book from this author, but it won't be the last because I really enjoyed this and I would like to try more from him. But yeah, this one definitely based on police officer. And then number 11 is Wrench, a book with a skilled trade worker, and I couldn't think of anything else but this one, and it's the same answer that Becky gave, but I have only read a couple of the books from that series, but I did like them. And so the first book is A High-End Finish by Kate Carlisle, and of course Shannon Hammer is a contractor, so that's a skilled trade, and that's the only one I can think of that I've ever read that has somebody that was an actual skilled trade. And the books that I have read, the book that I have read was called Eves of Destruction, I believe. It was like number 5. I don't like skipping in series, especially cozies, but I had that one, and so I thought I'd give it a try, which I liked it. And so I need to go back and start at the very beginning and finish out that series. But yeah, I did like it. It's the only one I could come up with. And then number 12 is Dagger, and it was a book where there's a ritualistic murder takes place, which was also another hard one for me. I couldn't think of any. I forgot that I've actually read like Angels and Demons, and that was on that. When I saw I rewatched Scott and Becky do this, and I saw that she had mentioned that, and I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But here again is a series that I haven't read, but whenever I was looking up ritualistic murders, I come across this one, and it sounded kind of interesting, so it is one that I would like put on my list of series that I'd like to try. And it's the Mongo Mysteries by George C. Chesbrough. And the third book in the series is called An Affair of Sorcerers, and it's all about the occult, and there's tarot readings and sorcerers and all kinds of things like that. And it was listed under ritualistic murder taking place, so I'm hoping there is, because like I said, I haven't read it, but it sounded like there would be. One of the things that I think is really interesting about this series is the main character is a dwarf. So he's a little person that's solving mysteries, and so I thought that was kind of original and kind of interesting. I do think these are books that came out in like this, maybe the 70s, 80s or something, so they're a little older, but the cover is horrible. I'm gonna put the cover here. It's the only cover I could find that looked like was halfway decent, but it's still bad. Bad covers. I probably would have overlooked this one because of the cover, but because I actually kind of looked into what it was about, it does sound kind of interesting. But yeah, bad cover. Okay, so anyway, that's all of the questions for the clue game tag. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.